the irrepressible Rainbow George. Politicians and journalists often bemoan how difficult it is to get young people interested and involved in politics. But why should they get involved when they can't even vote until the ripe old age of 18? Here with a plea for a lowering of the age are two teenagers from the Headliners Media Group.
This is Cliftonville Road in the North Belfast constituency where I was born and bred. It's a place which has had its fair share of tragedy over the past 30 odd years. Next month, the constituency will send 6 people to represent the area at the Stormont Assembly. I'll be watching keenly, but as I'm only 17, I won't be allowed to participate.
And I'm here on the Omo Road in the South Belfast constituency where I grew up. I'm nearly 17 now, and with my next birthday I'll be able to smoke, gamble and marry if I want to. All that, and I still can't vote for the 18 candidates fighting it out for election in this area.
In fact, if we can join the armed forces, leave school and pay taxes, it's not about time that they lowered the voting age too. One man in particular seems to think so.
And as far as young people are concerned, I'm very much in favour of bringing the voting age down to 16.
So that's us, and that's what we think. There are more candidates than you can shake a stick at, but we can't vote for any of them.
And what will young people do if the voting age is lowered? It's time for us to find out. Back in 2004, the Electoral Commission considered lowering the voting age. Despite calls for change, they decided to keep things as they were, but say they are prepared to revisit the issue.
The Prime Minister prefers to keep the voting age at 18, which is how it stands in most other countries. Yet powerful players in government, such as the Chancellor Gordon Brown and Peter HAIN, are in favour of lowering that age.
Our generation isn't exactly suited to vote. We're not as informed as what the previous generations were.
It could be useful, but again it'd be abused because there's a lot of people aren't mature enough to understand politics.
I think it's a good idea because I'm 17 and I'm studying politics and I'm registered to vote, but I can't vote in this election.
With the possibility of getting Stormont back up and running, yeah, I would actually quite like to voice my opinion and actually vote, but you know, I can only register next year.
What do you think of the idea of lowering the voting age?
Not really sure at the minute.
How would politics be more attractive to a young person like yourself?
More good-looking people?
So what do you reckon, LYRA? You notice anything different, or?
I'm actually quite surprised because there were some people who said they thought lowering the voting age was a bad idea, but I didn't expect to find any of those people at all.
Somebody said that politics should be mandatory for everyone, not necessarily as a GCSE or an A level, but just as a subject for people to learn.
So that's the view from one assembly. Now to the empty one on the hill, Stormont.
So what do we find out?
That not everyone under 18 wants to vote.
And not everyone under 18 is even interested in politics.
But those that are feel that they need a voice. Question is, will the government give them one?
And if they did lower the voting age, would that create greater interest in politics for young people?
The way things stand, we'll never know.
The thoughts of LYRA and CIARAN, and I'm sure we'll be seeing them again.